Prague, the most popular city in Czechia and one of the most popular destinations in Europe. Most of the city was built in the 1300s, and in this video we're going to tell you about how to make the most out of your visit to Prague. So we came into Prague around dinner time, and we're starting off at a famous restaurant here called Lokal Dlouhaaa, and this is a local Czech restaurant that serves Czech food and also Czech beer, because Czech Republic consumes the most beer per capita. So most of the options on the menu are traditional Czech foods, and I ended up getting a goulash, and Katya got a pork tenderloin, and then we got all-you-can-eat potato dumplings for only 49 koruna. Now just down the road, if you keep walking down Dlouhá ulica, we get to Old Town Square, which is the most famous spot in Prague. And this square also dates back to the 10th century when it was used as a marketplace for European trade routes. This is the astronomical clock. It was invented in 1410 and it's the third ever astronomical clock invented, and now it's the oldest astronomical clock still in use. And every hour on the hour, it strikes. Also in the Old Town Square is Old Town Hall, which was invented in 1338. When you get into Old Town Hall, you can walk around some of the building inside there, and you can also buy a ticket to get on top of the tower to have a view of the whole city. Now we're walking around the Jewish quarter, and it was called this because in the 13th century, all the Jewish people living in Prague were forced to relocate to this area, and they were banned from living anywhere else in Prague. Now we're walking up all the stairs to get to the top of Letna Park, and hopefully there will be a nice view up there. On the side closer to the Charles Bridge, you get some really nice views overlooking the Charles Bridge and Petrin Hill. And then when you come closer to the center, there's a big beer garden, and it overlooks the whole city, and it just looks like a spot where the locals go drink their beers and just chill, watch some sunsets. It's really nice here. Definitely worth coming here in the evening to check it out. Because of the fact Czechs drink the most beer per capita, you're getting a beer right up here. The prices at the beer garden are pretty cheap also. You can get these beers, a good sized beer, for about 50, 40.
Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot, I get.
It's around 8:30 now, and we just walked past Old Town Square. There was no people there, and now we're making our way towards Charles Bridge. We got here around 8:30, and there's a pretty small crowd here, so definitely worth the early morning wake-up call. And the construction on this bridge started in 1357, and it ended around the 15th century, so it took a long time to build this bridge. There used to be a cross on the bridge that people sentenced to death would pray at, but it was later removed. Some people have said that they have seen the cross still on this bridge, and it's an old myth that if you do see the cross, it means that something tragic is about to happen to you. We just walked up a big hill to get to the castle, and now we're just walking up a bunch of never-ending stairs. So far, Prague is just stairs and hills. Now we're in the Prague Castle, and this is actually the official home of the President of Czechia. It also used to be the seat of power for the kings of Bohemia, the Holy Roman Emperors, and the presidents of Czechoslovakia. This castle was built in the 9th century, and it's one of the oldest things still standing in Prague. To get into this area where the Prague Castle is, there's a ticket fee that you have to pay, and you get access to the Golden Lane, St. Vitus Cathedral, the Old Royal Palace, and the Basilica of St. George. Now we're walking around the little tiny house of Golden Lane. All the houses are so small, and this right here is house number 22, and that's the house of the famous Bohemian writer Franz Kafka, who was also born in Prague. Last thing we have that's included in the ticket is the St. Vitus Cathedral, and this is the largest and most important temple in Prague. The coronation for many of the Czech kings and queens happened in here, and also there's a lot of patron saints buried in there. Now we got Trdelniks, which are traditional Czech desserts. We got them at 2 different spots that were right beside each other, and we're gonna try them and see which one's better. Mine is from Cafe u Kajetana, and Katya's is from
Trdelnik.
It's not the easiest to eat a Trdelnik, it just gets all over your face when you bite it. We definitely have a winner. Cafe u Kajetana was amazing. We got the Royal Kiss, one of the best Trdelniks, probably the best in Prague. Now we're at the Lennon Wall, which represents a sign of peace. In front of the wall, there's a bunch of poems dedicated to the war in Ukraine, and anyone around the world can write these poems on poetizer.com.
Spread love, not hate.
We just walked all the way up Petrin Hill using the stairs. It's nice up there, there's a bit of a park, and then you can also go up the tower to see the views of the whole city. Now we walk down a bit through Mala Strana, and we're at the dancing house, which is voted one of the most beautiful houses in the world. From the dancing house, we walk to the rotating head of Franz Kafka, and now we are very hungry, and we're gonna go find some good food. So now we went to Nase Meso, and we got some random meat that we didn't know what it was. It was a steak though, and now we're gonna cook it up at home. This is a very popular butcher in Prague. We're back at Charles Bridge now for the nighttime, and we're gonna see what it's like, if it's changed from the morning. There's definitely a lot more people here, so we're gonna go check it out. We just went into the Bulletproof bar. We wanted to go to Anonymous Shrink, which is inside there, but unfortunately it was full, so we had to go to Bulletproof, and it was actually a really cool bar. We got some really good drinks in there, and we also played some really fun games. So now we just stepped into Karlovy, Lazne, which is the biggest music club in Central Europe. And it has 5 floors, and you can pick any floor based on the music you want to listen to. And downstairs you have an ice bar where they make you wear a jacket and some gloves, and then your admission also comes with a free drink, and it comes in nice little ice cups. Anytime you don't like a song on the floor you're on, you can just go to another floor to check out if you like the other songs better. Now our last day in Prague, and we're starting it at Wenceslas Square. Right behind me is the Czech National Museum. Now walking down Wenceslas Square, there's a bunch of booths where you can get some food. There's also a couple other things that you can buy. Now we're walking inside the Klementinum library, and you can only enter it with a tour. It's a really nice library in there, really old. It looks really cool. And then when you get to the top, you can also have a nice lookout of Prague at the astronomical view. Pizza Nuovo. It's right beside Palladium Mall. This is a really popular Italian-style pizza place here in Prague. That's the end for a time in Prague. Comment where you think we're going next for a shout out in the next video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.